gone here. We're going to call this regular meeting of the Kern County Planning Commission to order for August 24th, 2017. And ask Madam Clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Louie?
Here.
Mr. Babcock? Ms. Garcia?
Here.
Ms. Poole?
Here.
Mr. Sprague?
Here.
Mr. Hall?
Here.
Ms. Obiot? Mr. Denny?
Here.
Mr. Murphy?
Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll move on to item number B, which is commission member announcements or reports. Are there any, commissioners? Okay. Then we'll move on to approval of the minutes of August the 10th, 2017. You've received those in your package. Is there any changes or omissions from that? If not, I'd listen to a motion.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Louie and Commissioner Poole, and second. So we'll let Melissa make the motion and Commissioner Louie make the second. How's that?
Second.
And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And motion carries. Item D, cases withdrawn. There are none.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. We had a handout that your commission received today from item number 4, which is a request from the applicant, which is the Kern County Public Works Department, to withdraw case number 4 from consideration tonight. So we do have one item if your chairman doesn't mind taking that item first before the consent calendar.
That sounds great. We'll do it. But for some reason, I don't see a yellow. Oh, here it is. I'm going to hold up for just a minute here. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to item E, consent agenda. These are items that are scheduled before the Planning Commission, which are being recommended for approval by staff, and the applicant has been informed of any special conditions, and no objections have been heard with the exception of item number 4. The hearing on these items may be expedited if no member of the commission or the audience wishes to comment or ask questions on the case. So is there anybody in the audience that is here on items number 1, 2, 3, and 5, as we'll hear item number 4 separate? Raise your hand. You're here on item 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Number 1.
Several.
No, just number 1.
Oh, number 1. Did you want to pull that, or do you want to speak to that?
I'm the applicant, I'm fine.
Okay, great. All right, so we're going to pull item number 4, and we'll move forward to items 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mr. Murphy, are you going to review that?
I will, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. So this evening we have 4 items now that are on the consent calendar. The first case is case number 1. This is conditional use permit number 1, map 12921, modification number 1, map 12921. There are 2 actions before your commission this evening. The applicant is AT&T Mobility by Vance Pomeroy. This project is located at 17365 Caliente Creek Road in the Caliente area. The request before your commission is a conditional use permit to allow a 90-foot tall wireless communication tower with an associated equipment disguised as a monopine tree or other acceptable means to stealth the tower with a natural and built environment. And the second action before your commission is a zone modification to allow a reduced tower setback distance of 90 feet 6 inches where a 108-foot is required, and a height of 90 feet where a maximum height of 80 feet is required in an E5 RS district. The staff recommendation is to approve conditional use permit subject to recommended conditions, approve the zone modification subject to the recommended conditions, and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the staff resolution. Case number 2 this evening is conditional use permit number 6, map 130. This applicant is Lisa Sparks. The project is located at 12719 Back Canyon Road. This request is a modification of conditional use permit 6, map 130, requesting to amend conditions of approval to allow an increase in the maximum number of dogs permitted and to allow for a permanent entitlement of an existing kennel facility in an A district. The staff recommendation is to approve the modification of conditional use permit subject to the original conditions of approval with the revision of condition number 2 as recommended by staff, and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft resolution. Case number 3 this evening is zone change case 91, map 81, agricultural preserve number 14, inclusion. This applicant is Aqua Properties LLC by Del Marder and Associates. The project is located on both the east and west side of Oilfield Road, approximately 4 miles north of James Road in the North Bakersfield area. The 2 actions before your commission this evening include the first, a change in zone classification from A1 to A, or a more restrictive district. And the second action is the inclusion of approximately 561 and 66 acres within the boundaries of an ag preserve. The staff recommendation is to advise your commission to recommend to the Board of Supervisors to approve the zone change as requested, approve the inclusion as requested, and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft resolution. And finally, the fourth case this evening on consent, case number 5. This is conditional use permit 96, map 10321. This applicant is Tom Lucas by Jim Ward Architecture. The project is located on the north side of Water Street, approximately 250 feet east of River Boulevard in the Bakersfield area. This request would be to allow a 32 multifamily residential development in a C2 district. The staff recommendation is to approve the conditional use permit in accordance with the recommended conditions and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft resolution. That completes the reading of the consent calendar.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Since we've had no one in the general public to pull any items except item 4, is there any commissioners that has any comments or questions? Then I'd entertain a motion to approve items 1, 2, 3, and 5.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Louie and a second by Commissioner, God, I went blank.
Garcia. no
Garcia.
words.
Sochi Garcia. So, Commissioners, would you cast your vote, please?
Four ayes, 1 absent, motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And that will move us to item number 4, which we pulled from the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, before we go to item number 4, can I read the appeal process?
Sure.
For projects where the Planning Commission action is final, those actions are subject to appeal to the Board of Supervisors by any interested person, and no development proposed by any application may be authorized until after the final date of appeal. This evening, that applies to cases 1, 2, and 5. An appeal may be filed with the Kern County Planning and Natural Resources Department, located at 2700 M Street, Suite 100 in Bakersfield, with a filing fee of $540 on forms available at the Planning and Natural Resources Department. The filing must be made within 14 days of and including the date of this hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Now we'll go to item number 4. So, Mr. Murphy, you handling that also?
I will. So case number 4 this evening was a specific plan line request and amendment to a circulation element. Your commission has been provided a letter, an email that we received from the applicant, which is the Kern County Public Works Department, requesting that this case be withdrawn. Actually, not requesting, they have withdrawn this request so that they can coordinate and have further discussions with surrounding property owners. Therefore, there's no action this evening for that item, and there's no action necessary by your commission as it's been withdrawn by the applicant.
Okay, so we don't even entertain a motion on it. It's just been withdrawn, and,
Yep, that is
and
correct.
I guess it'll be
If it comes back, it will be re-advertised and re-noticed, and we would go through that whole process.
great. Thank you very much. And I believe that brings us to hold on just a minute. Public presentations. Do we have anybody in the audience that wishes to make any proposals or comments on any item that is not on tonight's agenda that wishes to speak? Raise your hand. These items are for persons desiring to address the commission on any matter not on tonight's agenda. I see none, so we'll move on to item number H, which is adjournment. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Poole and a second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the motion carries. And we are hereby adjourned.